A lot of players have been asking for PvP servers in New World. The main reasons are not enough players are flagging, or because other players want to be able to contest resources that other players are gathering. Well, here are the reasons why PvP servers won't work in New World. 1. The game we currently have is fundamentally designed around PvE and PvP players needing each other to play the game effectively. What do I mean by this? Well, if you had a PvP server, you would no longer have access to players who would solely PvE, who do the gathering and crafting. Because these players do not want to PvP in the first place, so why would they join a PvP server? Sure, there could be instances where you have a big hardcore guild who will go out and protect their gatherer, but this means that players who gather can no longer play unless that specific person has a posse protecting them. You would be alienating a very important portion of the player base. New World was designed around both players doing what they do best. Will dedicated PvPers go out and gather for hours and hours? Will they dedicate time and effort into leveling their crafting instead of PvPing? If players do not follow the above and are not in a big hardcore guild, like I mentioned, then essentially you will have to turn the PvPers who are lower on the totem pole into this role for the better of their guild. If that's the sacrifice they want to make, so be it. But it's not sustainable long term for a healthy server. Reason 2. The endgame is designed around PvP, wars, and then fueling for those wars. Most likely the players on a PvP server will not want to participate in the wars, aside from trying it out once or twice. Without players doing wars, the purpose of the endgame is lost. There are no more conflicts between other guilds and factions. Towns are no longer exchanging hands. If there is no purpose, then those players have no reason to stay, and thus the only servers remaining will be PvP servers. And look at that, we would have come full circle. Reason 3. The developers' vision of the game are that PvEers and PvPers not only coexist, but they need each other, and that's what we have now. PvPers need PvEers to gather and craft. PvEers need PvPers to take over towns and set decent attack rates for easier and cheaper crafting. I care about the game and community health, which is why I do not support PvP servers. If they added PvP servers in, would I play on them? You betcha I would. But for the health and longevity of the game, those are the reasons why I believe in New World's current state, PvP servers will not work. So with all that being said, there's still an obvious issue where how can you guarantee open world PvP without PvP servers? Well, the most obvious solution to that is PvP zones. And as long as it's implemented right, it can work just fine. No matter the backlash from PvE players saying that they're losing out of content for not being able to do this, but in reality, the game is a PvP focused game. That is what it is at its core. So PvP zones, I could definitely see coming. Or they could do this. They could do a PvX zone or a PvX event. So for PvP and PvE players, they will work together to do this event. So it could be like a mix of a PvP zone, and we would see where PvE players would help, bolster up defenses or offensive force or something by turning in resources or crafting armor and weapons and turning it to a faction vendor. And then after a certain amount of time, that crafting, gathering, base building phase turns into the battle phase where the PvPers will come in into the zone and fight it out. So this would be the benefit for the entire faction, not company related. So I could see them doing something like that where it requires both players to interact with one another, basically. If they want to succeed, they need to work together. Those are my thoughts on why I don't think PvP servers will work and some solutions to the PvP problem without adding in PvP servers. Thanks for watching. Peace.